So in this rivetingly exciting video, we're going to look at how to complete School Shop Stage 3. So you'll notice we've got a spreadsheet here, and it's quite important to realise that the numbers in the spreadsheet are different to the previous versions of the spreadsheet. So it's really important you use this spreadsheet and not some other. Now on the left hand side here, we've got the cost of buying the food for our tuck shop from the wholesaler. In the middle of the spreadsheet, we've got the cost of we've got a table that works out how much we're going to sell this food for, and you'll notice the costs here are adjusted according to the discount number here and the surcharge number down here. And down here it tells us that we're making a profit or loss, and it tells us that at the moment we're making a profit of £9.07. Now over here on the right hand side we have a bunch of questions. What we're going to do is we're going to answer these questions. So first of all, it says the cost of the raisins increases to 35p. Make this change to the spreadsheet. What is the new sale price? Answer in cell N9. So if we look on the left-hand side of the spreadsheet over here, here's raisins, and we can see that they used to cost 12p, and they've increased by a huge amount. They've increased in cost from 12p per box to 35p per box. This is outrageous. We're going to click on the 12p, and we're now going to put in 35p, but it's very important to remember that this is 35p and costs are always done in pounds. So if you type 35, you're actually saying that a box of raisins costs £35, and obviously that means that you're going to make it's going to be enormously expensive to buy these raisins. That's not good. What we want to do is buy them for 35p, so we're going to put 0.35 in. And we press enter, and you'll notice that they cost 35p, we're selling them for 32p. And it says the new sale price is 32p. So in cell N9, so I'm going to go over here and I look at the top left here, here's N9, there it is. And in there, I'm going to type in the answer, which is 0.32. I press enter and away we go. Now, if I scroll down the page and I've enabled the macros on this chart, I can press get score, and you'll notice, here it is. My score, I now have a score of 2 whole marks. So now it's time to answer question number 2. The cost of the bottled water drops to 60p. Make this change to the spreadsheet. What is the new sale price? So, bottled water. Interesting. I'm going to find bottled water, there it is. Costs 85p right now. It's dropped in price to 60p. Presumably people are filling up their water bottle from the tap. Now, so I type in 60.6. It says water now costs. It says water now costs 54p. Incredible. 0.54. Enter. And again scroll down and press the button that says get score. And I now have 4 marks. Things are going really well. Now it says here, the manager of the shop decides to replace the Coke brand with the supermarket alternative, which costs 35p per can. And I've got to find the new sale price and answer this and say how it affects the profit. So, can of Coke down here costs 60p per can, and he's going to buy some kind of cheap cola, something like Roller Cola, for 0.35. And it says, the spreadsheet now tells me that the Coke's going to cost 39p. Although, of course, it's not Coke anymore. It's some kind of facsimile of Coke or some kind of rip-off of Coke. So it's not, we shouldn't really be using the word Coke, but we're going to anyway. Anyway, up here, what is the new sale price answer in cell N15? N15 is this cell here. We can tell that because it says up here. So I click on N15 and I'm going to type in the cost, which is 0.39. Now, those of you that are good at maths will know that if you actually take a number and you make it smaller and multiply it, the result goes down. So this tells us here the profit will have gone down. And if I click on the cell that says effect, you'll notice there's a little arrow here, a drop down list. So I click on this and I can choose whether it stays the same, it increases or decreases. So I need to pick the answer. And the answer is, of course, it decreases. I press get score, and crikey, my score is now 8 marks. So now it's time to do the next task. And the manager decides to keep the cost of the students the same as the more expensive Coke, which was 66p. Change this value in cell I22 to 0.66. So I find I22, which is this cell here, and I'm going to type in 0.66. I'm just doing what it says on the screen. Nothing complicated here, just following the instructions. It now says enter the new profit in cell N20. The new profit is £8.88. 8.88. Press enter. Effect is that my profit has gone up. Press get score. and then I have 10 marks. How exciting. And I'm just going to continue like this. Now you notice down here, the surcharge up 25%. What's the new profit? So I'm going to just change to do that. I need to change the surcharge number down here from 10% to 25%. Now you notice that what I'm doing in each case is I'm making a change and then I'm going on to the next question. It is telling me to make a change. It's not saying make the change, enter the answer and then undo the change. It's telling me to make the change and then move on to the next question. So you don't have to, you're just going to work through this. Anyway, what you're doing here is a bunch of what I call what if queries. So in other words, they're used to predict what might happen. And this is what we use spreadsheet models for. We're using them to guess what might happen. So if you imagine that you're setting up a shop and you're running a shop, you're going to try and make a profit. You want to make sure that you are turning in a profit, because if you're not, your shop's not going to work, not going to be too successful. But equally, you might decide occasionally you want to have promotions to encourage people to buy things in the shop. So you're going to reduce the cost of things. You're going to discount things. And the question you've got is how much is it safe to discount before things start getting a little bit out of hand? And that's what you're really using this spreadsheet model for. Anyway, you're going to work through this, continue working down through the questions, just really read what it says and read the instructions and simply do what it says. So for example, down here, if for example it says, okay, the students, they don't like the new supermarket cola, so you only sell 10 cans. What's going to happen? Well, in this case, what we can do is over here, we can say we're not selling all 64 cans. We're only going to sell 10 cans. So if you change this number to a 10, you can see the effect on the profit and so on. So we can work through this and we can actually try and get all the answers and try and work out what this shop's all about. Anyway, that's School Shop Stage 3. When you've finished all the answers, all nine tasks, it's time to save your spreadsheet, and then you can hand that in to Teams and move on to Stage 4, where you're going to be looking at doing things called Goal Seek.